It still baffles me how some people expect loyalty and money but can't even offer basic kindness. Imagine this, your own family completely ignores your child's birthday, not even a call or message, yet a month later, they demand over $2,000 for someone else's celebration. Sounds unreal, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. What started as a simple party for my son turned into one of the most revealing moments of my life, a harsh lesson in respect, family values, and finally, a $1 act that said it all. I come from a large, close-knit family, or at least, that's what I thought. We always tried to stay connected through holidays, birthdays, and family dinners. But once I got married and had my own family, things started to change. I noticed a pattern. Whenever I hosted something, my side of the family rarely showed up. Excuses piled up, oh, it's too far, we're busy, maybe next time. Yet, when it came to events hosted by my siblings, everyone was suddenly available. It always bothered me, but I brushed it off. Until my son's 8th birthday came around. My husband and I planned a small but meaningful birthday party for our son, Ethan. He was so excited, he'd been talking about it for weeks, especially about seeing his cousins. I sent out invitations to everyone 2 weeks in advance, even followed up with reminders. Everyone said they'd try to come. On the big day, our friends arrived, gifts in hand, ready to celebrate. But not a single person from my family showed up. No texts. No calls. Nothing. Ethan kept asking, when will my cousins get here, and my heart broke a little more every time. I kept checking my phone, hoping someone would at least message an excuse. But all I saw were pictures later that night, my family having a barbecue together at my sister's house. Not even an apology. That night, I promised myself something had changed. And I wasn't wrong. 2 weeks later, I got a call from my mom. Her tone was cheerful, as if nothing happened. After a few minutes of small talk, she casually mentioned that my younger brother, Kyle, was graduating college. We're planning a big celebration, she said, and everyone's chipping in. We thought you could contribute around $2,200 since you're doing well financially. I was silent for a moment, trying to process it. They couldn't drive 30 minutes for my son's birthday, but now they wanted thousands of dollars for a party? My mom went on about catering, decorations, and renting a hall. I asked if anyone had mentioned Ethan's birthday. She paused, then said, "Oh honey, we were just too busy that weekend. You understand." That's when something inside me snapped. I realized how one-sided everything had been for years, and this time, I wasn't going to just nod and go along. That night, I told my husband everything. He looked at me and said, "Do what feels right. Just don't let them guilt-trip you." And that's when an idea started forming, something symbolic, something that would make my point loud and clear. The next morning, I transferred exactly $1 to my mom's account with the note. My contribution for Kyle's graduation, equal to the effort your family put into my son's birthday. Then, I sat back and waited. It didn't take long. A few hours later, my phone started blowing up, texts from my mom, my sister, and even Kyle. They couldn't believe I'd done that. I was being petty, disrespectful, and embarrassing the family. But to me, it wasn't about the money, it was about the principle. I'd spent years being polite while being ignored. The group chat went wild. My sister accused me of ruining the family dynamic over a child's birthday. Kyle chimed in, saying he didn't even know about Ethan's party. I believed him, the problem wasn't him, it was the adults who should have known better. Then my mom called again, this time furious. She said, "Do you have any idea how humiliating this is? Everyone's talking about your childish stunt." I replied calmly, "You mean the same way Ethan felt when none of you showed up? When he kept asking where his cousins were while you were all at a barbecue?" There was silence on the line. Then she muttered, "That was just bad timing." I told her, maybe this $1 is bad timing too. And I hung up. For the next few days, no one reached out. Then, my dad, who usually stayed out of drama, called me privately. He said, "I understand why you did it. Maybe this will make them think twice." That meant more to me than any apology. I realized I didn't need a big family gathering to feel whole. I had my husband, my son, and the peace that comes from setting boundaries. Months passed, and things stayed quiet. I wasn't invited to the graduation, which was fine by me. I later saw pictures online of the event. It looked lavish, but I couldn't help noticing how fake everyone's smiles looked. My mom didn't post a single photo of me or Ethan from the past year. But something interesting happened. A few relatives privately messaged me, saying they admired what I did, that they too were tired of how our family played favorites. It turns out, I wasn't the only one who felt invisible. My $1 message started a chain reaction. One cousin told me that $1 said more than any confrontation could. And honestly, she was right. Since then, I've made peace with keeping my circle small. We still celebrate every one of Ethan's milestones, even if it's just us three. And you know what? He's happier. There's no tension, no forced smiles, no waiting for people who never cared to show up. Sometimes, family isn't about who's related by blood, it's about who shows up, who remembers, who makes the effort. That single dollar might have cost me some relationships, but it also bought me clarity, and that's worth far more than $2,200. In the end, it wasn't revenge that brought me peace, it was finally choosing self-respect over family approval. When people show you how little you mean to them, believe them the first time. The $1 wasn't about pettiness, it was a reminder that love and loyalty can't be demanded, they have to be earned. So, if you've ever felt overlooked or used by the people who should care most, remember, sometimes silence, or a single dollar, can say everything you've been holding in for years.